Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, 27th. It's the end of October. Here's the thing. I forgot to put my lemon juice in this. It's just the green tea and my sweet and low. It's still good. I'm going to drink it. But it doesn't have the lemon juice in it, which I love. So, I don't know. Did I even put my cough drops in here? I mean, I can't taste them. Ugh, I'm going to have to make another one later. Anyways, whatever. Let's do a little song. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I think that might have been a little too much, even for me this morning. That's okay. So it's almost Friday. It's fall. You know that I love the fall and I get excited about whatever. So I'm a spaz. I'm okay with that. All right. Today's verse in the Gratitude Chronicles, where I have looked up all the verses in the back of my Bible that have to do with gratitude, thanksgiving, commend, bless, praise, all the things, and I go through them. Today is Ecclesiastes 8:15, and I'm going to read it to you. This is the NIV version. Now, my Bible is not the NIV version, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have this version, so anyway, whatever. It says, "So I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat and drink and be glad. Then joy will accompany them in their toil all the days of the life God has given them under the sun." That's the verse. Now I read 8 and 9 because when I got to the end of 8, which is only 2 verses later, I just kept going. I was like, what is the next thing? I wanted to see the next thing. Where's chapter 9? Oh, I think I just clicked this. Okay. And so here's the thing. There's a couple of places where it talks about all of the days God has given under the sun. There's a couple places where it talks about that. And when I was reading through this whole thing, I'm going to go to chapter 9 because there's some good stuff in there. So anyway, when I was reading through this whole thing, it's really good. King Solomon has some really wise things to say in here. And I'm going to give you a couple bullet points of the synopsis of what I read. First of all, God knows the number of days that he's given you. He's predetermined the number of days that he's given you. And whether you are super wise, whether you are wealthy or poor, whether you're a good person or an evil person, death is going to come for us all. God knows the number of days, period. Now, if you don't know Jesus, that might scare you a little bit because you're not sure about what happens after you die. But for me, I know where I'm going. That doesn't scare me. When you die, you're either going to be with God or separated, right? So that's like over here. In the life on earth, the one life you've been given, the dash between when you're born and when God calls your number, this part, the life, there's some really good nuggets in here. I'm just looking at the verse so I can tell you. Eat, drink, and be merry. It's not talking about being a drunk. Just to give you a heads up. It's talking about the enjoyment of life. And it's not a recipe or not a recipe, an excuse. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's not a whatever to just be lazy. That's not what it's saying. Because it says when you toil under the sun, you're going to have whatever. But in the chapter 9, it says to go eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart. I love all of these things. Be clothed in white and always anoint your head with oil. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun. All your meaningless days, for this is your lot in life and in your toilsome labor under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the realm of the dead, where you're going, the grave, all of us are going there, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. Anyway, I just really like everything he says. And the things that I got about this were, you know what, we are given this one life, and we spend it super stressed out, super busy, isolated from God, from our community, from our friends and family, and we spend it trying to compare or build a life that looks like, the filtered thing you see on Instagram. And we miss the one life that we have and the importance of it, which is to enjoy the days God has given you under the sun. And the second thing that I really got out of this is where it says, whatever your hand finds to do. Do it all to the glory of God, right? And I love this because I think in the church growing up, there's this idea that like there is this magical purpose, okay? And God has this magical purpose for your life. Now, God has a plan for your life. Yes. But I think we raise kids and people in church to be paralyzed, I think, and ineffective because we're waiting for some sort of email from heaven about, this magical purpose or whatever, and we do nothing. Listen, I think that God has a plan for our life, and there are certain people that they know there's this like specific whatever, right? I understand that. But I think a lot of times we can just do things. Whatever your hand finds to do, just do things. Don't be paralyzed. You've got one life. So let's say you want to, try a new career and you're like, well, Lord, I don't know if I should. Well, start. Just start. Try the new thing. Start the new business. Try the new classes. Just do it. Just start. And you will find that you love it or you don't. You will find that God opens doors and opportunities, or he'll shut doors and move you in a new direction. But what I love about all of Ecclesiastes 8 and 9 is, yes, eat, drink, and be merry, right? Because let me read it again, because this is so I commend the enjoyment of life. I just love that. Solomon's like, so I commend the enjoyment of life, because there's nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat, drink, and be glad. Then joy will accompany them in their toil all the days of life God has given them under the sun. What I love about this is you have the one life. Stop spending it spinning your wheels or being paralyzed on the couch waiting for this special messenger from God with an envelope with a little wax seal, and you'll open it up and there's this is your magical plan. Stop trying to compare your life to the Joneses. Stop doing that. At the end of your life, what are the things that you're going to wish you had done and that you're going to regret? You're not going to be like, oh man, I wish I would have worked more. No one says that. And I'm not giving you a recipe or a license to be lazy. What I'm saying is stop seeking after a false idol and a false vision of what the importance of life is. God has given you life and he wants you to have it more abundantly, more peace, more joy, more enjoyment of life, more time with your family, more friends, more helping others, having a good meal, sitting down at the table. Like, we have gone so far away from community with each other and the true value of enjoying our life. There's even an obsession that I think isn't good about the physical body. Like, this is the temple. But stop being so obsessed that you isolate everybody else in your life. I'm just saying, like, whatever your hand finds to do, in chapter 9, it says, whatever your hand finds to do, stop, backtrack. What are the things that bring you joy in your life? Right? Stop striving and in turn isolating everybody in your life and the things that really matter. Stop waiting to do the next thing. Just try the new thing. Do whatever you do to the glory of God. Try new things. You don't have to wait for some sort of special purpose. God's already told you what your purpose is. I'm going to tell you what it is. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. You can do that in any job, any career, any entrepreneurial venture. You can do that in any hobby, any fun. You can do that anywhere. You can try new things. You can live a joyful life. You can enjoy your life. You can slow yourself down. Stop being overscheduled and your kids have to do something every single day and they've got to be in 3 friggin' sports and you're like, you are running yourself so ragged, you have missed the joy of breathing. You have missed the joy of sitting on the couch in an evening after you've had dinner as a family and watching a fun movie that you enjoy. Card games. You've missed the joy of taking a nap on a Saturday afternoon. Like, you are so scheduled out and so stressed about looking the right way and doing all the things that the enemy has robbed you of the purposes that God has given you in your life. And he wants you to enjoy your life. I really like that because here's the thing. I like to eat, drink, and be merry. I'm not talking about being drunk. I'm just talking about when Derek and I have a good meal, right? When I cook something that I'm like, this is so good. I love sitting down together and eating that together and watching one of our favorite shows, and Wyatt's always laying on the couch next to me hoping he'll get something. Like, there's something special about the time we have in the evening together. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm taking classes right now I'm studying for my real estate license. And I love my job. I'm talking about evenings and weekends and I don't know what I'll do. But I'm trying something new. And I didn't start those for a long time because I was like, am I supposed to do this? What is God? But I was like, you know what? Just do the thing. Do the thing. Try it. See if you like it. And if I don't, I'll do something new. I love doing new things. And if I don't want to do it, I'll try something new. And you know what? God has always opened doors or shut doors. There have been times in my life that I needed to slow down. Physically, I had all of my health issues, and God brought me to Wiseway. And I was working with Carl and Josh, and he's one of the best bosses I ever had, and he's still my friend. And I didn't make a lot of money, but I loved going to work every day. I was like, this is such a reprieve from the stress of life. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of pressure we put on our young kids and on even old kids to do whatever it is, but you don't have to live that way. You could be working a small It's nothing is small. You could be working a job that other people, would be like, or a greeter or a hostess or at a gas station. Can you imagine how many people you would come into contact with at a gas station that you could encourage? There's a gas station, sidebar, squirrel, there's a gas station by my house. I love these people. I love them. It's the Exxon. Every time I go in, they're like, hello, darling, la la la, how are you? I've got a beautiful accent. I do it terrible. And they call me darling, and they're very sweet, and they are so over the top in how nice they are. I love it. Even if their gas was more expensive, I'm going to go there. I love them. It's not though. But my point is, do something you love and try something new. You've got one life. Just take a step and do something new and enjoy. Reprioritize. Downsize the amount of responsibility and scheduling that you have. And start with a scalpel. Start cutting off the things that are not edifying to your spirit. Things and people that do not breathe life into you, cut them out. You are not going to get to the end of your life and be like, man, I wish I hadn't eaten that cheesecake. I mean, be responsible, but for the love of God, simmer down. That's all I'm saying. All right, I guess I'm going to drink my thing. I really want, you know what, I'm not going to. It's not what I want. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to put the lemon juice in it. Anyway, I got to go. I love you like a crazy person. And remember, be good to one another. You are also one of the one another's. Don't forget to be good to yourself. It's not selfish. It's not bad. You've got to be able to have boundaries and take care of what God is giving you so that you have the energy and ability to give to other people. Priorities. All right. I love you. And I mean it, Peanut. Mwah.